Quality and safety, what a fantastic opportunity to speak to it. And I have been in the midst and the hurly-burly of many issues around quality and safety through the last 2.5, 3 years. No surprise that I'll focus on COVID-19, but I would like to particularly focus on one aspect, and I think it lies at the heart of quality and safety issues, and that's the issue of COVID-19 transmission. And the big question of droplet transmission, fomite transmission, airborne transmission, it sounds reasonably straightforward. It was hugely controversial, remains controversial in some ways, but was hugely controversial through 2020, 2021 in particular. I think Victoria was a little bit at the heart of that with respect to that issue in Australia, but it played out around the world in fascinating ways, and I think ways that have lessons for me personally, and I think would have and should have lessons for anyone who's focused on quality and safety in healthcare settings. In a sense, it's not controversial. We've just had, through Nature, the journal, a consensus statement, 363 or thereabouts experts on a panel chiming in, multiple authors, and a really robust Delphi process to come to very strong consensus recommendations, really for the entirety of pandemic control measures and responses. But one of the interesting features is that COVID-19 transmission, the issue of airborne transmission, and of increased risk in poorly ventilated indoor settings had 100% consensus, either strong agreement or agreement that COVID-19 was transmitted through an airborne route and was significantly increased in poorly ventilated indoor spaces. That sounds straightforward to me now, to us now maybe, but back in the day, that was not the case. It was certainly our challenge in the beginning of the pandemic that we didn't know all of the science. We didn't know what was going on, and there was emerging epidemiology, there was emerging case studies, and there was emergent multidisciplinary views on COVID-19 transmission. And in lots of ways, there was a bit of caution about jumping to conclusions, as there should be. We should take a relatively conservative approach in terms of the evidence base as it's beginning to be built.